Hello, my name is Cassandra, and today I'm going to be talking about the informed consent document that I found online. The one I found was from Laura Brown from Washington State. She has a PhD and is also an ABPP. I'm using her informed consent document that she posted on the website. This informed consent document gives information about the therapy that she uses. The ACA Code of Ethics 2014 states that counselors must provide an informed consent document that is language all can understand. Her informed consent document explains what therapy is in easy to understand language. The sections of the informed consent are about confidentiality, record keeping, diagnosis, other rights, managed mental health care, the counselor's training and approaches to therapy, the client's responsibility to therapy, complaints the client might have, and a signature page. These all correlate with what the ACA Code of Ethics 2014 states that must be provided in an informed consent document and must be told to clients before starting sessions. So in regards to record keeping, the counselor must inform the client that they will be keeping records and where they will be stored and who has access to these records. Laura Brown also states where she will be keeping the records, how she plans to use these records, and who might have access to them. She also goes into detail about how she cannot release the client's information without prior written consent from the client. Now, the client has responsibilities as well as to tell the counselor who can share in the information that the client gives and who can be in the sessions as well. And the ACA Code of Ethics 2014 also states that counselors and clients must be talking with each other about who can get their information and who's allowed to be in the sessions. The informed consent document also gives the client the information needed when it comes to how she can break confidentiality, and she goes into state that she can break confidentiality if there's a CPS case that needs to be addressed or adult protection service that needs to be addressed, or if the client says that they're going to harm themselves or harm other people. So she states that information in her informed consent. And I do like how she broke down the different points into sections. So she had it labeled section 1, this is about my CPS rules, section 2 about self-harm and harm to others. That way they can easily see the information provided. I also like that you can see each part where confidentiality would be broken. The ACA Code of Ethics 2014 also states that the counselor must let the client know of record keeping and how information will be shared. Everything that Laura Brown put into the informed consent form seems to go with information in the ACA Code of Ethics 2014. I think that the organization of it was great. I think by putting the legalities and the information clients really look for in a staggering manner, so not just putting it all on one page, makes it easier for the client to really go through the information and see all of her different points, because they could miss something like her explanation about herself and her values and her techniques to therapy, and they might not agree with it, but they sign the informed consent form anyways. So I think that is a really good place to start. Some of my questions for my peers and instructors are, how do you know what information is necessary and not necessary to put about yourself into the informed consent? But she had a whole page about what her practices are, what techniques she uses, and the type of therapy she mainly does. And how much is too much information in an informed consent document? Should more than one informed consent document be provided about different techniques the therapist wants to try out on the client at different points in the session? Or should the licensed professional counselor put the types of techniques they are familiar with in the first informed consent? And is this informed consent document given to the client before the counselor and client meet in their first session, or is it during this first session? Thank you for watching.